There is a quiet moment that happens when something you value asks for support. Not loudly. Not with pressure. Just an invitation. And in that moment many of us pause. We ask ourselves, what does it really mean to support ideas? We live in a world where ideas arrive endlessly. Videos. Posts. Talks. Advice. Inspiration. Most of it feels free. It shows up on our screens without effort. And over time we forget that behind every idea is work. People. Time. Care. Editing. Trust. Context matters because free does not mean effortless. It often means invisible labor. We scroll past without thinking about what it takes to keep thoughtful ideas alive in a noisy system that rewards speed and outrage. We like the idea of ideas changing the world. But we rarely stop to consider the structures that allow those ideas to reach us consistently. The surface insight here is simple. Supporting ideas is not only about liking or sharing. It is about sustaining the space where they can exist. A platform that values depth needs protection. Not from critics but from the pull of shortcuts. When attention is the main currency, content drifts toward what is loud. When support comes from people who care, content can stay thoughtful. This is why optional support matters. It is not a paywall. It is a vote for a certain kind of future. One where ideas are not rushed. Where curiosity is rewarded. Where conversations continue beyond the comment section. The hidden assumption many people carry is that ideas will always be there. That someone else will fund them. That institutions are stable by default. But stability is built. Especially for nonprofit work. When funding disappears, voices shrink. Risk disappears. The range of ideas narrows. Supporting a space is not about getting extra perks first. It is about keeping the door open for everyone. This is why reassurance matters. Free access remains. The core mission stays intact. Support simply adds resilience. Insight 3 is about participation. When people are invited to shape content, something shifts. They stop being passive consumers. They become part of a living system. Live streams. Watch parties. Early access. These are not just benefits. They are signals. Signals that your presence matters. That your perspective can influence direction. That learning is not one way. Communities form when people feel seen. Not just counted. And communities are what carry ideas forward when trends change. Reframing this idea helps us see support differently. It is not charity. It is partnership. It is saying, this kind of thinking matters to me. I want more of it in the world. I want it to stay careful. Curious. Open. Supporting does not make you elite. It makes you responsible. It acknowledges that ideas need homes. And homes need maintenance. Application to daily life shows up in how we choose what to sustain. We support cafes we love. Artists we follow. Tools we rely on. Not because we must, but because we want them to exist tomorrow. The same logic applies here. When something consistently adds value to your thinking, you can choose to protect it. Not everyone will. Not everyone needs to. But some people stepping forward makes it possible for everyone else to keep benefiting. The deeper layer is about trust. Trust that ideas are worth investing in. Trust that openness can survive if people care enough. Trust that community can exist online without turning into noise. Supporting thoughtful platforms is an act of hope. It says, I believe depth still has a place. I believe ideas can travel without being flattened. I believe conversation can be generous. This does not require blind loyalty. It requires shared values. Over time, support creates feedback loops. Better resources lead to better production. Better production attracts better ideas. Better ideas inspire better conversations. This loop does not start with money alone. It starts with intention. Intention made visible through choice. And choice matters. In a world full of optional clicks, choosing to support is a form of attention. Attention with care. So the quiet question that remains is, when you think about the ideas that have shaped you, challenged you, or helped you see the world differently, what kind of future do you want for spaces like that, and what role are you willing to play in helping them continue to exist?